Hi there. Today we're going to show you a couple of arrangements from our new book called Simple Flower Arranging. The first one I'm going to do is called Beach House Flowers, and will be suitable for a wedding at any time of year because the flowers are white and green, but summer obviously work really well. So I have here my container, which is a lovely basket, slightly distressed. I've lined it with some cellophane to make sure it's waterproof, and I've got my pre-soaked floral foam here, which I'm going to wedge in. Oh, I said the word wedge. You don't like that, do you?
I don't really like wedge, no, but never mind.
Push.
Gently push.
Gently push in.
I think this is quite important, actually, lining. A lot of baskets come with a lining already in place, but sometimes they do leak because the baskets have been stacked. So it's very important to actually line your basket again.
Double line. Yep.
Double line, especially if it's going to go on a good piece of furniture.
So,
and it's important, just as I was going to say, it's important when watering this to put it on a draining board or something near a sink. So if you do spill any water, you're not going to ruin the piece of furniture.
There you go. So then you cut off your excess lining stuff. This is cellophane. Of course, you could use a bin bag, anything like that that's waterproof. So there we are. That's your floral foam in your basket. Then you're going to start with some foliage. I've just got very basic greenery here, which is ruscus, what we call hard ruscus, because it's straight, not the sort of curvy one, which is called soft ruscus. Or French ruscus, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll start by greening up your arrangement, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut the pieces of foliage down into usable sizes. This is going to govern the height of your overall arrangement. So a few bits and pieces like that to start off with. My lovely assistant apparently is doctoring.
Little broken piece there.
Oh, broken piece, right. So they start in the centre, and this is going to establish the height here like that. The arrangement is going to be dome shape, and it's going to be all round. You would work in front of you, and you turn the arrangement round all the time, checking it. Don't move round the arrangement, keep it in front of you. So we go with the ruscus. You need to build it down a bit so you've got your dome coming around like that. You can see the height moving.
We've got some lovely green apples here, which are lovely sort of bright green, which will really bring out the colour of the flowers. I probably only need half of that stick, so I'm going to cut these in half, like so, and then literally pop those into the apple. Very easy. Make sure you don't push too hard or else it'll come out the other end. And Mark's asked me to do half and half, so we're going to have half with the stalk showing, and we'll have half with the underside of the apple showing. So I'll just prep those for him. Basically, my arrangement is greened up, roughly round, and slightly domed in shape. And the idea eventually is that you want to cover the join between the edge of the container and where the arrangement is, so stuff is going to sort of spill down a little bit. So I've got a selection of flowers here. I've got some white phlox, some ornamental cabbages, some lovely big white roses, some spray roses, and this lovely soft frothy guelder rose. And I'm going to start with, what should I start with? I might start with the roses. You see with the roses, they will have been conditioned, foliage and thorns stripped off. They'll be cut and stood in water. You see the stem has been wet there for a good drink. Really important to do this with any arrangements you're working with in floral foam, to make sure you condition your flowers and foliage beforehand. They have a good drink, because flowers don't really last as long as they would in water when you work with them in floral foam. So again, I'm going to cut the rose down at an angle. I'm splitting the stem. Important to split woody stems of foliage and flowers. It does help the water absorption. We've got 8 apples here. They've all got sticks in them now, so they're ready for Mark to use. He can either use them singly throughout the arrangement, or it's sometimes nice to actually group. When you use fruit, it's quite nice to group the fruit, make more impact. You'll notice that when I'm putting the flowers and foliage in, I'm going into the centre of the arrangement, not too much down like that. That's partly to get the right angle of the flowers, also to make sure that the stem goes right in as far as possible, because then it will absorb as much water as possible. So my roses are in. I may add another one at some point, but I'm going to start with a sort of slightly larger flower now to get the balance, which are these ornamental cabbages. These, I've got the prettiest bit is the top bit here, the floret. So I'm going to take off some of these leaves, which aren't going to be seen anyway, and I want them to be quite low in the arrangement, because they can be quite dominant otherwise. So I'm going to
what we call recess them, which is pushing them in fairly deep, like that.
And these do tend to go, can I just have one? These do tend to go very brown. They move up the stem. They usually come with leaves starting about here. And you'll notice they do go brown and look not so good. But don't worry, just do persevere with them, because you can literally keep stripping off the leaves. And then you'll see that this line will go brown. So again, you can always take them out of the arrangement, take them off again, and then you're left. So you can actually keep moving up the stem. So you just keep using it, because some people throw them away too soon. So
they turn into a Brussels sprout, basically. So now I'm going to use the phlox here. This isn't fully opening up, which is quite nice, because it will open up. You can see the flowers on some other stems moving here. So that means the added interest as the arrangement sits there, they will open up. So again, stripping off some of the lower flowers, just because they won't be seen. Again, it's a compact arrangement. So you can see I'm trying to make sure that we do get a bit of flower foliage coming over the edge here, just to soften the join between the basket and the flowers. So we've got a few sort of obvious gaps now here, for instance, maybe one at the top here, and I think that's where I'm going to start putting my apples in.
So yes, be careful as you put the sticks in that you don't actually push them in so hard it goes down through the liner
And then
and creates a hole, and then you've got water all over the table. So just push them in gently.
There.
Yeah, lovely. That's
Okay.
great.
Thank you. And as I said, Stephen said, it's quite nice to have different parts of the apple showing. You've got the stem there, and you've got the bottom of it there.
It's amazing. It just brings it to life. I think,
does.
doesn't it? That colour
The acid
really
green
does.
is lovely.
It's
And then I've got this lovely,
Oh, you've got the
fluffy,
Gelder as well, haven't
yes,
you? Forgotten about
lovely
that.
fluffy Gelder rose, just to add a little bit of sort of softness to it, and also this might go quite nicely down the bottom. So cutting off comes down quite nicely. This one, you've got two bits here to cut off for a short arrangement. So that's going to come off that stem there. Another quick cut, and that's just going to go in here. And look at that, just draping beautifully over the cabbage there, just adding a bit of something to it. I don't quite know what. I'm also going to take these little leaves off here as well, pull it down a bit like that, and push it in and make it sort of do what you want, really. So let's find another one of those. So snip, and that's going to go down this side.
And you'll notice that Mark's being very careful as he puts this in, not to actually touch the centre of the rose, because white roses particularly, they will damage and bruise. So as you're putting things in, do make sure you just move the rose slightly and not actually hit the top of the rose, because it will bruise and spoil it.
So this is the time just to check your arrangement, see if you're happy with the shape, and if there are any holes, all you do is just pop your foliage in, if you can find the floral foam, like that. So there we are. There's the beach house flowers, ready for your beach breakfast, beach wedding.
Your beach hut.